The Collins English Dictionary offers two definitions for the term catalyst. The first is purely scientific, stating that a catalyst is a substance that causes a chemical reaction to take place more quickly. It is important to note here that this reaction occurs without consuming the original catalyst that initiated it. The second defines a catalyst as a person or thing that causes a change or event to happen. These definitions of the very same term are different, but both are equally applicable when defining my role as a catalyst. The former definition demonstrates an internal change, one that enables the making of said difference in the community. I am not a chemist. I cannot explain the processes of chemical reactions or when catalysts are and are not utilized to speed them up. To me, the most interesting aspect of the chemistry definition of the term catalyst is that the change occurs with the catalyst at the center and without it being consumed. The first time I left the United States to do missions work in the Caribbean, I was not a catalyst. I spent a week in the slums of the Dominican Republic, and I found myself blindsided by the overwhelming plight of the beautiful souls I encountered there. Nothing I did seemed worthwhile because no matter how many care packages I handed out, there were never enough. The clothing my team distributed would be outgrown, and shoes would fall apart, and I left that country with a feeling of complete helplessness toward all of the problems I couldn't solve. I was consumed. In order for me to become that indestructible chemistry definition of a catalyst, an internal change needed to occur, a change in thought processing and understanding of how to withstand trials. Too often, when one desires to make a change in society, they can be entirely consumed by the overwhelming odds stacked against them. In my attempt to solve a single problem, I found myself faced with a dozen more. This prevented me from making the changes I so desired in the lives of the Dominican people. However, my story was far from over. A year and a half later, I was granted a second opportunity to return to the very same slums, serve the very same people, and face the very same poverty. This second trip brought out a catalytic nature I never even knew I had. I realized that one does not make a change in society by focusing on everything they cannot do, but rather on everything they can. During that week, I could feed one family. I could hold one hand. I could distribute one outfit. I could make one change for the better, no matter how small. This realization, this internal change, initiated my catalytic character. While this epiphany occurred overseas, my ability to be a catalyst blossomed much closer to home. As mentioned before, the second definition of catalyst is a person or thing that causes a change or event to happen. The theory that I could make one change, no matter how small, became my life philosophy. Simply observing the brokenness of the student body has led me to understand that just because someone's struggles are different from my own does not mean we are too different to walk through them together. It is this understanding that led me to reach out to a girl from class going through a difficult time. I had known her for several years and also happened to know she wasn't exactly my biggest fan. However, the answer to hate is not hate in return, but love. Reluctantly at first, I began talking to her and holding simple conversations over lunch. As time went on, we grew together, and those conversations ventured deeper. Eventually, some of her darkest places came to light, and she allowed me the privilege of coming alongside her and giving her the support she so desperately needed. She wanted more from life, and eventually chose to seek fellowship and counseling to find it. That is change. Small change, yes, but it was change nonetheless, and that change gave her the hope and strength to continue. That seemingly small change in my daily life changed the world for her, and I'm just honored to have been a part of it. Like many others, my high school years have shaped me into who I am today, and oh how much I have learned. I have learned little things. Growing out a pixie haircut takes longer than you might think. I'm pretty certain I will not have a future in athletics. Blue eyeshadow should not be attempted. Period. I have also learned bigger things. I went to major in communications at a college I had never even considered until halfway through this year. My moral values are more important to me than what others think, even though they have cost relationships and friendships. Perhaps the biggest thing I've learned is actually something small. That one change is worth it, even if only one small change. You see, I was not always a catalyst. In fact, I had to experience that very same small change to become one. But now the potential is unlimited. Enter into one lonely world. Feed one hungry family. Greet one total stranger. Be one supportive friend. Make one small change. And over time, these small changes add up. And that, my friend, is the definition of a changed world.